Please, Mr. Bartender, don't you be so slow. Just got time for one more round and a six-pack to go. Tomorrow morning's Monday and I'll sure be feeling low. So please, please, bartender, just want a six-pack to go. Howdy folks, I wanted to do this one. It's kind of a special thing. I'm kind of like a self-taught musician, and I remember as a kid I wanted to play guitar so bad. And whatever you're gonna do in life, if you don't have desire, you ain't gonna make it. Desire is the first and foremost thing you'll ever need to do anything worthwhile. And I had the biggest desire ever to play guitar. I mean, I grew up in the 60s, and it was such a neat time. Although the 60s was a turbulent time with like the Vietnam War and riots and everything, but I grew up in Martin, South Dakota. I grew up on country music, and it was just some of the neatest stuff. Some of my favorites was like Buck Owens and the Buckaroos, Merle Haggard and the Strangers. Charlie Pride was coming on strong. It started in the 60s. Johnny Cash. I mean, it was just the neatest time. I mean, just such neat music. Of course, there was rock and roll too. And at that time, there was no FM. If there was FM, it was the boring classical crap. But all we had was AM radio. And I used to sit on the banks out at our farm and ranch east of Martin. We're 36 miles out from town, and there's a little creek that ran through. This was the land that my grandpa's father had settled. It's set out by Black Pipe Creek, and I used to sit on the banks of Black Pipe Creek, and I had a little transistor radio tuned in to KGFX in Pierre, and they'd play all these songs from Buck Owens and Merle Haggard, Johnny Cash, Loretta Lynn, Tammy Wynette. It was such a neat time. But I wanted to play guitar so bad. And I remember my mom had joined a record club. At that time, I think it was like Columbia or RCA. You'd get like 12 or 13 records for a penny, and then you'd have to buy like 8 within the next 3 years. One of the albums she had, and this came out about 1968, Jeannie C. Riley and Harper Valley PTA. I wanted to play so bad. I wanted to be in a band, but I didn't know how to play. I used to put this record on, grab the yardstick and pretend I was playing. I'd stand there just playing the yardstick, you know. So I was about 14 years old. I'd go out in the summertime, I'd go out to our farm and ranch. I'd stay all summer. It was kind of a haven for me. So at the end of that summer, about 1970, I had $20 left from working on my uncle's farm. And I wanted a guitar. So I talked my mom into going to Rapid City. I said, Mom, we got to go to Rapid. I want to see if I could buy a guitar. I had $20 burning a hole in my pocket. So we go to Rapid City, and we were at the Arrow Pawn Shop. I think it's even still there. I bought a guitar for $20. It was a Harmony Stella beginner guitar, but I laid down my $20. I got this guitar. Then we went to Kmart, and this is back when they had music books and everything, and I bought a chord book and an instruction book. I learned to play. I taught myself to play, but I didn't know how to strum. At that time, the Johnny Cash show was on TV every week, and I learned to strum by watching the Johnny Cash show. But it was so neat. And then as I got a little better, you know, you'd put on little concerts for the family and stuff, you know. As I got a little better and learning more songs and stuff, and it's frustrating in the beginning because the guitar ain't as easy as it looks. It can be fun. I used to put on concerts. My Aunt Charlene, she passed away a few years ago. She always used to say, Steve, get your guitar. She always requested this song, and it came out in about 1972 by Loden Wainwright III. It's called Dead Skunk in the Middle of the Road. This is for my Aunt Charlene, and it kind of went like this. Crossing the highway late last night, he should have looked left and he should have looked right. He didn't see the station wagon car whiff on me, that ain't no rose. Roll up your window and hold your nose. You don't have to look and you don't have to see, 'cause you can smell it in your own factory. You got your dead skunk in the middle of the road. Dead skunk in the middle of the road. Dead skunk in the middle of the road, and he's stinking to high heaven. Come on now, stink. All over the road. Technicolor man. Yeehaw. Okay, I'm gonna do one more little, just a blurb of a song. My half sister Jackie, she's in Arkansas. I love her to death. And she always said, Steve, you gotta learn Dolly Parton, Jolene. I said, I can't play Dolly Parton. What? You gotta learn it, Steve. So, I'm not Dolly Parton, but I'll just play what I know of it. This is for Jackie. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. He talks about you in his sleep, and there's nothing I can do to keep from crying when he calls your name, Jolene. I had to have this talk with you, my happiness depends on you, and whatever you decide to do, Jolene. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 please don't take him even though you can. Jolene, Jolene. Thank you.